Adani is going to be using JKIA title deeds to secure funds for what they need to do in our airport. So we are even vouching for a company that has no funds. Why them? Do not confuse your colleagues for your friends, because one of them is Sabina Chege and Rigathi Gachagua. Right there, they are dancing. Karen Nyamu, who was talking about the DP's political maturity, right there, looking very lovely. Kimani, who led the impeachment in the National Assembly, because if this is not betrayal of the highest order, I don't know what this is. Happy Friday, everyone. And honestly, I want to know whether this is a happy Friday for you, because the last couple of days we've witnessed dramatic events in the country. And finally, we can say Rigathi Gachagua is a former DP. Man, everything that went down in the Senate. I mean, we witnessed dramatic showdowns between the advocate and witnesses. Did you guys see Mutuse? I mean, someone has even composed a song about Mutuse, because where the confusion that man was going through, I would not want it for everyone. And many people are actually remembering how exam times used to be, when ukipatwa especially off guard during chemistry, physics, or even biology, and the teacher is not even, halafu unapata tu maswali zenye ulisomea. That's not what has been said in the exam. I believe Mutuse, by the way, will never rewatch himself, because that was quite an embarrassment. But as I was saying, today's headlines are all about Gachagua's impeachment, but there's what I think should have been the headline, and this has to do with everything around the name Adani. Have you realized, by the way, since this name came to place, everything in our country is just confusion after confusion after confusion. It's just, honestly, if I was to give you the facts, KK government has not even been in power for 2.5 years. That means they've not even served half of their term limit. And we've gone through all these dramatic events in our country. And one of the things that has been mentioned and continue causing chaos is the name Adani. And I'll tell you why I think Adani should have been on the headlines today, because not only are they set to use JKIA assets to secure loans, but also the ministry, the energy CS, has officially announced the signing of a power deal worth 90+ billion Kenya shillings. So this has already been signed. This is not awaiting signing. This has already been signed, and I will be telling you more about that deal. But let's circle back to Gachagua's impeachment, because I just want to touch on some of the things that we experienced. One of them was obviously having a couple of witnesses who might not have understood what they were talking about. But guys, can we have a moment, because we have very sane senators. One of them is Crystal Asige, we have Okiya Omtata, and it's so good to see such people continue representing us in the best way possible, regardless of what is happening in the country. So a moment of appreciation for Crystal Asige and Okiya Omtata, among others. I would love to hear from you. Who else do you think stood out when it came to that Senate hearing on the impeachment of the former DP Rigathi Gachagua? Well represented, men. Me, I always say, guys, this starts at the voting period. When you are voting, vote for these people based on their, like, I had Karen Nyamu saying that DP Gachagua, she insinuated that DP Gachagua lacks political maturity. And I was just looking at her and I'm like, you are talking about political maturity, asking what the DP saw when he elected or when he chose DP Gachagua. And people would actually ask the same question about you. I mean, when you put people like Crystal Asige, Okiya Omtata, and then you have people like Karen Nyamu, you wonder, are these people supposed to make the same decisions? Like, can they even be on the same page? I don't know, but I would love to hear your feedback on that. But back to the dramatic showdown in Senate, and one of the things that people are actually talking about is, you don't confuse your colleagues for your friends. Even in your workplaces, do not confuse your colleagues for your friends, because I just want us to be able to, I want us to watch this, to view these photos together. One of them is Sabina Chege and Rigathi Gachagua. Right there, they are dancing. Karen Nyamu, who was talking about the DP's political maturity, right there, looking very lovely. happy and obviously having a great time right there. Kimani, who led the impeachment in the National Assembly, sitting hapo karibu na DP Gachagua, and I don't know what Gachagua is feeling right now, because if this is not betrayal of the highest order, I don't know what this is. But just to emphasize, even in your workplaces, by the way, I don't know, not everyone is your friend. Not everyone is your friend. Don't make your colleagues your friend. Just stand on business. Don't make people your friends, because they are bound to betray you, Kimani style. But also, we witnessed what happened in the impeachment. I have to say, this was a very heated impeachment, but it's like walifanya kitu yenye watu walikuwa wanajua results. I don't think anyone was shocked at the impeachment. By the way, even when they said that they are impeaching him, no one was actually shocked, because this is the pattern in our country. We already know how this is going to play out, but then they have to do something around it so that it's it's legal. We are doing this because this is the legal way to do things, but we already know what the end goal is going to be. I mean, Sishif is there, it's running, regardless of how ineffective it is, it's right there, it's running. Adani right now anapatiwa deals, hata muongee museme nini, Adani continues to thrive in our country. But I want to pay attention to the mixed reactions that are surrounding Gachagua's illness, and people saying that, whether he faked this sickness or not, whether this was true or not, there was no rush to impeach him, even with his legal team missing. And I'm really interested in your feedback on that. Do you think that they should have impeached him given the surroundings or the circumstances? This one caught everyone by surprise. I don't know if anyone was actually prepared to hear that Gachagua has been taken ill, but there are a lot of mixed reactions, among them from Senator also Kia Omtata, who said that, there was no rush. The deadline, there was actually no rush to do this. When someone says they are sick, but these are just one of those things where you appear to be so evil when you say maybe they faked their sickness, or maybe this is a plan. Sometimes when people say they are sick, you have to give them that benefit of doubt. And my attention was also drawn at a statement that was made. I can't quite remember the person that made that statement, but when he was giving his presentation, he said something along the lines of I'm low on sugar, and the speaker went ahead to make a joke on that and say everyone is low on sugar. And you wonder, there was so much lack of empathy in these hearings, a lot of bullying in this hearing. There was just so much, but we all knew that there was an end goal. Someone somewhere said that this has to happen, and it happened. No one was caught by surprise by the impeachment, but it's just how much lack of empathy surrounded the whole hearing. And I want you guys to tell me, what do you think should have been done different, or do you agree that what was done is what must have been done? All right, so I started by saying, regardless, or someone says regardless of the situation, that headline should not have made it at our local newspapers today, because as I was talking about today's Standard newspaper, where they have done a beautiful story, and I want you guys to go and read all of it, where they are saying that, as I said earlier, Adani is set to use JKIA assets to secure loans instead of its own funds. So there is a lawsuit that has been filed by activist Tony Gashoka and Mount Kenya jurists, who are saying that Adani is going to be using JKIA title deeds to secure funds for what they need to do in our airport. Again, Adani, chaos. Me, I'm even tired of speaking about Adani, by the way. I don't know. It's because I think the sad part is when the name came, when a lot of people started familiarizing themselves with this name, there were all types of rumors that, it's a rumor. But now you have people like the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga vouching for this company, saying how reputable it is, saying that we need to give it a chance. You have so many people who we thought would never support. And I feel like let me finish my sentence here. We have so many people who we thought would never support such deals coming out and supporting and stamping the authority and saying this is the way forward. And sometimes I tend to wonder, how do these people change so fast? Even the ones that you did not think would change, or people who would, people who would not be considered betrayers, people who you would not think would vouch for such a company with such a bad reputation, such as Raila Odinga vouching and saying that Adani is a great company, yada yada. Guys, go take a look at that article. It's a very comprehensive article that tells you exactly why Tony Gachagua, among others, have filed a lawsuit against Adani. Because if they are going to use the JKIA title deeds to secure loans to fund the project, so we are even vouching for a company that has no funds. Why them? Like, why them? Me, I tend to believe that there are 3 or 2 billionaires in this country who can come together and just finance whatever is happening in JKIA. And then the trend that happens in our country, because I said, sasa hiyo ya Adani ya JKIA ni kando. There is one that has been signed already. There is a deal, a power deal that has already been signed. And this was made official, I think it's today or yesterday, where the Adani Energy Group has been given that deal, 95 point something billion, to construct 422 kilometers of vital transmission line to help us with our blackouts. You see the trend here. So you are first psychologically prepared that we have a lot of blackouts in our country and we need a solution for this. And the solution is what? It's Adani. We have a lot of leakage in our airport. It's not even bringing in profit. And the solution, Ninani, the solution is Adani. So even as we talk about the impeachment of DP Gachagua, it's very important for us to remember that, number one, there is a deal that has already been signed. So mpende msipende, Adani is inside. Like, whether we like it or not, deals are being signed here, left, right, and center. And that's why people are saying that this impeachment, the whole Gachagua charade, has been a distraction from the word go. This was aimed at distracting you, making sure that you don't pay attention, because today is Friday, right? The impeachment already happened. It's what will be in the newspaper. It's what will be in media platforms. It's what will take center stage. And they know by Monday, because, by the way, I hope we get to see all of you, majority of you in Uhuru Park for Mashujaa Day ya watu, like Kenyans, come wearing a black outfit, carry a flag, because I just love what Eric Omondi does. So me, when I know I need to align with the cause, I'm going to align with it. I'm going to align with what I think is true. And so now, back to what I was saying. Today is Friday. They make sure that this whole Gachagua's impeachment takes center stage. Of course, now there will be a discussion on who is going to be the next Makanga. Ni Makanga, good. Who is going to be the next Makanga? Who is going to be the next VP? Like now, hypothetically speaking, they say maybe someone like Gladys Wanga is going to be the new VP. Everyone will now start talking about Gladys Wanga. If they say someone like Kindiki is going to be the new VP, everyone will start talking about that. And people will not pay attention to Adani. And they know, by the way, mtapiga kelele mpige. Hata mimi nashindwa napiga kelele ya nini hapa, because it's like they always know. It's like they're steps ahead in knowing what distractions they have to put on your way, so that you keep talking and talking. They keep signing deals, they keep signing deals, they keep signing deals. And I hope one day someone actually answers why. By the way, the end goal ya history ya Adani ni nini? At the end of the day, why are we here? Why is it in every part of our country, when it comes to health, it's there. When it comes to transport, it's there. When it comes to energy, it's there. Like, there's a whole circle. It's like there's a whole 360 degree that has Adani 1, 2, 3, this is it, and the end goal nini. I don't want to say even these things, like, let me not, my intrusive thoughts are telling me so many things, but I'll let you tell me what yours are telling you on the comment section, because I do not know what the end goal is. The way it's been forced on our throats, the way it's been forced on us as if this is the only option. Have you ever been in a situation where someone is telling you this is the only drug I think will save you right now, and you have to take it? That's what I feel about Adani. It's like it's a drug that is being forced on Kenyans' throats, that for you guys to be saved, matters transport, energy, healthcare, you have to swallow Adani. And there is no other alternative than that. And that's what you guys need to swallow right now. My call to action has always been, even when these things are going on, the impeachment is going on, all these dramas are going on left, right, and center, led by these politicians. Pay attention to those small things that will not make it in the headlines. Pay attention to those things, you know, down there. Like you can see on the Standard newspaper today, you have a whole Gachagua, you know, that's whole, you have Gachagua right there, taking almost 90% of that paper. Pay attention to that small thing that has been circled right there. That one, pay attention to those things, because I can tell you for free, those are the things they don't want you guys to continue talking about. And when we are at it, I think I saw somewhere that IMF is giving us a loan again. Sasa tufanyeni your research pamoja, because I'm also really interested in knowing the details of what IMF has got to do with it once again. Again, my call to action, please pay attention to those small things that they want you to forget. Those are the things that will impact generation and generations and generations to come. So we cannot afford to ignore those small things. They might not be of impact right now, but when this whole Gachagua thing fades, because again, politicians, they know their game very well, you'll see them shaking hands again. You will see them nominating people. You will see them going for lunch together again. You will see them giving each other position again. You will see them dining together again. They will continue doing that. They know the power. They know the games they play. But it's these small things that never make headlines that are going to impact generations and generations to come. I'm wishing you a very good weekend. And while you are at it, there's a video I would really love you to watch. We uploaded it during this whole impeachment period, but I really loved that video because it has a lot of information. We did it with Professor Daniel. It's why Kenya is so rich in minerals but still poor. He's giving us vast knowledge. He's talking to us about our minerals, and he's telling us why we do not benefit from our minerals. Guys, the minerals we have in this country are able to take care of these Adani things. They are able to take care of our airports. They are able to take care of so many things that we might be struggling with as a country. But why is it that we are not doing that? Why is it that we are not benefiting from our minerals, and who benefits exactly? I would want you, when you get time, please watch that video. He breaks down this information really well, and I really loved having that conversation, because even for me it was awakening, and I got to understand a lot about the minerals in our country. Yeah, wishing you a happy weekend. Leave me your thoughts on the comment section and let me know what do you think about, of course, Gachagua's impeachment. But go and read that comprehensive article on today's Standard newspaper on why Tony Gachagua and others have gone to court and filed a lawsuit against Adani, and their intention to use JKIA title deeds to be able to get loans to fund what they need to fund. All right, bye.